Good evening and welcome to Wakefield High School Varsity Lacrosse. Tonight's game features the visiting Washington Lee Generals and our own Wakefield Warriors.
And welcome to Wakefield High School for the girls varsity lacrosse match between the Washington Lee Generals and the Wakefield Warriors. I'm Michael Shea. I'll be bringing you all the action here tonight. And we started off with Julia Norsworthy Edgehill for the Wakefield Warriors, and the Warriors are in the white jerseys. At midfield, going up against Jeannie Laybourne for the Washington Lee Generals. And on the first offensive possession of the match, the Warriors are in control. Good defensive alignment by the Washington Lee Generals. That they're not giving the Warriors an easy route to the goal. Wakefield showing some good patience. Good shot attempt, but it goes wide. You can hear the wind. It's a little bit cool for an April evening here in Arlington. We've already had the JV matchup. Washington Lee prevailed in that contest on the field just before we started this match. Wakefield coming to the game, having lost a couple of games on Saturday at a tournament in Alexandria, but last week they did win. Last Thursday they won 19-4 over Lee High School. As they come into tonight's game, 5-7 on the season. And Washington Lee now in possession. Good defense from Wakefield, but Washington able to break the defensive press, and they're coming downfield. Washington Lee coming into tonight's game 6-3. They won last Thursday 10-9 over the South Lake Seahawks, and that game was played out in Reston. So the Washington Lee offense is having a look now at the Wakefield defense. Both teams showing good patience on offense, not forcing a shot that's not there. It was Jeannie Laybourne who tried to get in the net and backed off. Michaela Ullum for the Washington Lee Generals picks up the first goal of the game. And the Generals are out to a 1-0 lead. That is Ana Sofia Euro de Leon, who is in goal for the Wakefield Warriors. And Wakefield now down by a goal, controlling the ball. Margaret Norsworthy Edgehill brought it down. Once again, the Washington Lee Generals playing some good defense. Both these teams have shown they can put a fair number of goals on the scoreboard so far this season, so we could be in for a high-scoring match. In goal tonight for the Washington Lee Generals is Hannah Goff, who is a freshman. Both these teams have several freshmen playing some key roles and important parts to the season so far. And after a bobble, Washington Lee is able to come downfield. Calhoun, who scored the goal earlier, passed it down into the center. Some close action at the net. Wakefield keeps Washington Lee out of the net, but they finally able to get the defensive stop. And now Julia Norris for the Edge Hill coming downfield. Passes a few defenders, passes downfield to her teammates. And the Warriors on the attack. Ashley Para passes off. And the Generals with the ball again. Quickly downfield. Good transition offense from the Washington Lee Generals. And we had a little too much contact. Good crowd here tonight for both teams. Fans and family are, I won't say they're enjoying the cool air, but they're certainly enjoying the game. Good stop from Rio De Leon in goal. But Washington Lee doing a very good job, as Caroline Hamilton will start it off. Washington Lee doing a very good job on offense of covering the shots, and so when they miss a shot, they often retain possession. And Anna Erskine looking for an opening, can't find one, but after the infraction, she'll have a good scoring opportunity. And a goal. So Washington Lee picks up its second goal of the game. And we are back to midfield. Jeannie Laybourne for the Generals and Julia Norsworthy Edgehill for the Warriors. Generals now in control. Quickly downfield, but Wakefield defense fell back quickly. And Washington had to back off. Washington Lee, so far in the game, they're very sure-handed on offense. And some close action by the net. And Margaret Norsworthy Edgehill came up with it. Sprinted almost to midfield, passed off to Julia Norsworthy Edgehill. And the defense was a little too defensive and called for an infraction. So Julia Norsworthy Edgehill trying to get down close to the net. And a steal. Nice hustle. Pass might have been a little too soft. And Anna Erskine, who's one of the freshmen on this Washington Lee team, swiped it. And now the Generals are back looking to add to their lead. A little bit of a bobble, but able to handle it. So far in the game, the Wakefield Warriors have had some opportunities to score. They've had some good possessions. As we get a defensive stop, and Ana Sofia Yo de Leon will send the ball back the other direction. Warriors have had a couple of good possessions, but unable to punch it through to the goal. But mainly in terms of ball control, it has been the Generals putting pressure on their goal, on the goal for the Wakefield Warriors. And they are at it again. Sophie Finkelstein will start it up once play resumes. There's another goal. Good sprint to the goal and finish it off with a shot that found net. And the Generals quickly control the ball again. Mia Zatola brought it down. Quickly passed it off. The Generals looking very sure-handed on offense, as I mentioned. They move together well as a team. If you notice, they don't typically spend very much time looking at who to pass to next. Good team movement on offense means there's always someone there. So we are Generals up by 3 and another goal. Good job by Washington Lee in scoring quickly after play had stopped. And you see they have a 4-0 lead here. 13:50 left to go in the first half. And the bobble out of midfield. Julia Norris with the edge hill, able to control it. And Wakefield now settles in on offense. This Washington Lee defense does not give them very many easy opportunities or easy looks at the net. And Wakefield picks up the goal. And they're on the board, so it's 4-1. And back in midfield, the ball is being contested. And the Generals, Dan Canedo comes up with it. And Anna Erskine with a good run to the net. Has to back off. Some good defense from Wakefield. Naheli Vejos, good hustle on defense. Trying to get something going here, but they're stalled by a very good defensive effort from Washington Lee, and that defensive effort turns over the ball. Caroline Laybourne. Quickly downfield. Wakefield back on defense. And a good pass to the inside. Found Diane Canedo. And she'll have a scoring opportunity here when play resumes after the infraction. Ana Sofia Yo de Leon, who's been under pressure and goal quite a bit here in the first half, comes up with a defensive stop. And Wakefield try to get downfield and get Get some more points on the board. Good pass back. Nice two-pass sequence to break that defensive pressure. But around midfield, they run into it again, and Washington is able to force a turnover. Generals looking good on offense, looking good on defense so far in the game. These teams play in different districts, but they're in the same county, so it's a lot of bragging rights here at stake on the field tonight. And now Washington Lee once again putting pressure in front of the goal. And a goal. Great shot by the Generals. And we're going to take a timeout. After the timeout, we are back. And Erskine contesting for the ball at midfield for the Washington Lee Generals. And Margaret Norris for the Edge Hill for the Wakefield Warriors. So the Warriors come up with it. They've fallen behind here in the first half. And I think the Wakefield Warriors will retain the ball here. Margaret Norris for the Edge Hill. A sophomore for the Warriors. Starts off play. And she is looking for an open teammate. But good defense from Washington Lee is making that teammate hard to find. Wakefield now showing some patience on offense, and a defensive turn and a turnover turns it over to Washington Lee. The transition offense stalled a little bit, but the Generals make it downfield. And another goal, so probably taking advantage of some screening close to the net. Generals add to their lead. All right, we are back to midfield. Generals building up a commanding lead. We're back to Jeannie Laybourne for the Generals and Julia Norris for the Edge Hill for the Warriors at midfield. And Warriors control this one, trying to come from behind now. About 7 minutes left to go here in the first half. And a good shot, but it's a good block. So turnover back to the Generals. And another goal. So Washington Lee into a pattern here of getting the ball down close to the net and coming up with the score. Wakefield controls ball coming out of midfield. Margaret and Norris for the Edge Hill. Bringing it down, we have a bobble pass, and Washington Lee comes up with the ball. Good job on defense of chasing after the loose balls. Diane Canedo bringing it down with a good sprint. She passes downfield. Carolyn Laybourne. And Washington Lee offense back in action. Looking to add to their already large lead here in the first half. More pressure on the Wakefield goal. And Sofia De Leon has come up with some good blocks so far in the game, but she's had to contend with a lot of shots. Washington Lee taking its time, looking for that opening, and there's the shot. Another save from Euro De Leon, and Julia Norris with the edge hill will try to get the Wakefield Warriors offense back into action. There's the pass downfield. Bobbled but handled by Margaret Norris with the edge hill. And here come the Warriors. Tight defense. Washington Lee. Shot on goal goes wide. And I think that's going to be... No, it's going to be Wakefield ball. So on that last missed shot, Isabel Beard won the race to the ball. Good coverage by Wakefield. Good sustained possession by them here, but they've only scored once. They need to get some more goals on the board. So Margaret Norris with the edge hill. Finding any easy openings here against this Washington Lee defense. Jones doing a good job of sliding and covering their assignments on defense. Now we got a struggle for the ball, and it is Diane Canedo who's come up with several of these loose balls today. Comes up with it and brings it downfield for the Washington Lee Generals. Good defense from Wakefield. Making this transition, they're going to have to earn this transition. And a couple of passes downfield, break the defense, and here come the Generals. Too much contact, but a good scoring opportunity when play resumes here. Charlotte Ellis. Shot is blocked. Ellis gets her own rebound though, and looking to take another shot on goal. Shot on goal, easily handled by Ana Sofia De Leon. Ana Sofia De Leon. And the pass is missed, and the scramble for the ball. Still not sure who has it. Looks like Julia Norris with the edge hill came up with it though. Good hustle by her. But the pass downfield is overtaken by Jeannie Laybourne. Took a timeout. Washington Lee in command. All right. Big lead for the Generals. Under 2 minutes to go here in the first half. Cool evening here at Wakefield High School. Neither team seems to even notice the cool temperature. Warmed up and running all out. So Washington Lee now. They'll go into halftime with a pretty good lead, it's looking like. And we're just going to show some patience here on offense. Work the ball around. Neither team seems to be wanting to force the issue right now. On goal. Pass off to the side. Defensive stop by Wakefield, but covered by Washington Lee. And we will pause for a moment. So there's some confusion. That was the horn from the scorekeeper, but the official time is kept on the field by the officials. So we'll sort this out, but I don't think the first half is quite over yet. Everyone holding position. And there'll be at least a few seconds more of play here in the first half. And play resumes. And the stop. And Sofia De Leon comes up with it again. Passes downfield. And that is the end of the first half. Washington Lee up big. We are back for the second half here at Wakefield High School. Julia Norris with the edge. Hill at midfield going up against Jeannie Laybourne. And the Warriors control it coming out of the at the start of the second half. And a goal. They made some contact with the stick, but they still managed to get the ball in the net for their second goal of the game, and they control the ball here. As Wakefield trying to rally here at the start of the second half. The last goal by Wakefield, they quickly got the ball in close to the net, which they've found it hard to do in the game because of some great defensive effort from Washington Lee. They'll have another scoring opportunity here when play resumes after the infraction. And another quick goal. So Wakefield on the march. Third goal of the game. They're not wasting any time here in the second half, coming up with a rally. And we go back to midfield. The ball still in play until Julia Norris with the edge. Hill comes up with it and quickly downfield. And there's a bobble on a pass. Doesn't cost Wakefield anything. Let's see what the call is here. Yeah, it's going to stay with the Wakefield Warriors. So Hannah Goff still in goal for Washington Lee, feeling some pressure in the second half that she didn't feel very often during the first half. And that shot, I think it was deflected and went wide. And not covered by Wakefield, so the ball turns over to Washington Lee. Washington Lee still a good-sized lead, but Wakefield rallying here in the second half. And the Generals now in transition. Bringing up the far sideline. Good pass to Amelia Martin, but she didn't quite have an open shot. She backed off. Now Washington Lee settles in on offense. Wakefield, good defensive effort, but they haven't been able to sustain it on these possessions, and eventually the Washington Lee offense wears them down and picks up the goal. A couple of the goals for Washington Lee have been of the quick strike variety, but mainly they've had to earn it. They've had to take their time and wait for that open shot. And the offensive bobble by the Generals. And Marjorie Edgehill comes up with it, and Wakefield quickly downfield. Ashley Parra tried to get close to the net, but had to back off. And she'll have the ball when play resumes. And again, the good defensive alignment from the Washington Lee Generals. And you can see the Warriors got the ball close to the net, but totally blocked. Did not have a good shot. Didn't take it. Plenty of time left in the game for the Wakefield Warriors to rally. Off to a great start here in the second half. But they're facing a great defensive team here in Washington Lee. And the bobbled pass turns it over. So Washington Lee offense back in business. I mentioned earlier, the Washington Generals move very well on offense as a team. So Caroline Hamilton trying to find an opening to shoot, can't come up with it. And I think that was Amelia Martin looking for a shot, but too much contact with the stick. shot for Amelia Martin goes wide. Amelia Martin, one of the seniors on this Washington Lee team. And there you see the score with 18:40 left to play in the game. There had been an error on the scoreboard during the first half. They've corrected it, so I think the score is now 7-3. The officials sorted that out with the scorekeepers table. Another shot wide, but covered. That's been the pattern here with the Washington Lee offense. They have patience, they wait for the good shot, and if they miss it, they've got it covered. I think most of the roster has seen action in the game tonight, but quickly run through the roster so all the players get a mention for the Washington Lee Generals. Diane Canedo is number 1. Number 2, Fatima Zaron. Number 3, Sophie Finkelstein. Number 4, Jeannie Laybourne. Number 5, Shea Messman. Number 7, Martha Hayes. Number 8, Carolyn Laybourne. Number 9, Mia Zatola. Number 10, Rebecca Stewart. Number 11, Carolyn Hamilton. Number 12, Amelia Martin. Number 13, Iris Martin. Number 15 is Riley Fitzmaurice. And there's a goal. So Washington Lee wears down Wakefield and comes up with a goal to add to their lead now. They're up. Once again, they're back up by 5. And back to midfield. And controlled by Washington Lee. Looking for more goals. Number 16 on the Washington Generals is Michaela Ulam. Number 17 is Marian Zatola. Number 21 is Charlotte Ellis. Maddie Adamek is number 22. Number 23 is Annalie Menyavar. Marina George is number 25. Number 27 is Anna Erskine. Jackie Perdomo is number 28. Number 32 is Ainsley McCable. The other goalie is number 50, S.J. Starr. And the goalie we have in goal tonight is number 52, Hannah Goff. So Washington Lee up by 5, in control of the ball. Trying to add to that lead. And there's the shot. Good stop by Wakefield. And Sophia Polazar came up with it and now is moving downfield. Good transition by Wakefield. And they have to back off, though, because the Washington Lee defense fell back. And the Wakefield roster. Many of these players have played key roles in tonight's game. Number 25 is Ainsley Pollock, one of the freshmen. Number 13 is Alex Kurian. Number 22 is Angelina Abden. Number 26, and she's in goal tonight, Ana Sofia Uro de Leon. Number 6 is Ashley Parra. Number 10 is Carolyn Darnell. Number 15 is Chelsea Harris. Number 8 is Danielle Anderson. Anna Robertson picking up the goal for the Wakefield Warriors. Number 19, I was about to say her name next. on the roster list. I also make sure I mentioned Danielle Anderson, number 8. Number 12, Haley Kirby. Number 21, Isabel Beard. Number 3 is Jasmine Huron-Purick. Number 24 is Julia Harris. Number 4, Julia Norsworthy-Edgehill. Number 2, Margaret Norsworthy-Edgehill. And another goalkeeper for the team is Marianne Dip Zappaletta. Number 11 is Natalia Yo de Leon. Number 14 is Nahali Viejos. Number 7 is Namuna Bat Ochir. Number 17, Sarah Peck. And another goal from Washington Lee. Good patience on offense. They wear down the defense. And they've added to their lead. Continuing with the Wakefield roster, number 17 is Sarah Peck. Number 20 is Sophia Polazar. Number 9 is Yasmin Al-Humoud. Wakefield is coached by Paola Whitlock and Zoe Anthony. And the Washington Generals are coached by Lauren Burke. So we've seen something of a rally here in the second half by the Wakefield Warriors after falling behind the first half. They've put up 3 goals on the board, but that's been matched by Washington Lee's offensive effort. The second half, the Wakefield Warriors have done a better job in terms of possession time. And another close action play. A stop from Anna Sofia de Leon. And a good steal by Michaela Ullum on defense. Good hustle. And the pressure continues on the Wakefield goal. Washington Lee picks up another goal. After the infraction, good scoring opportunity to take advantage of it. Score is now 10-4. You see about 11.5 minutes left to go in the game. Plenty of time for Wakefield to rally, particularly if they can score goals as quickly as they did at the start of this half. Offense controlled the ball and struck quickly. But the Generals now back on the attack. And a nice defensive play. Ainsley Pollock, a freshman who knocked the ball away but then couldn't come up with the loose ball. Temporarily. Another and Amelia Martin now with a scoring opportunity coming off of the stop and play. Martin to the net. Shot is blocked. Another great save by Ana Sofia Yo de Leon, who's seen a lot of shots tonight. And Wakefield has the ball. Julia Norsworthy-Edgehill. Warriors in transition. Tough going against this Washington Lee defense. And there's the turnover. So Washington Lee defense showing that double team is double trouble. Forcing the turnover. And looking to add to their lead with under 10 minutes to go in the game. Later this week on Friday night, the Washington Lee Generals girls lacrosse team will be taking the field against the other Arlington High School, their rival Yorktown Patriots. Patient offense, which is perhaps easier to show patience in offense when you have a comfortable lead like the Washington Generals do. And Amelia Martin, terrific shot from Amelia Martin. Picks up another goal for the Generals. Sharp shooting on that one. There weren't all that many players screening the shot, so it was just simply a case of finding the opening and sealing the deal, and Amelia Martin was able to do that. At issue, a couple of drop sticks. Washington Lee retains possession. Jeannie Laybourne gets the offense going. Both teams still running hard, despite how deep we are into the game and despite something of a big score differential. Both teams still running all out, contesting every ball. The teams have a number of freshmen and sophomores who are playing key roles in the game, so that's certainly a good sign for their future competitiveness. And both schools on their JV teams who played earlier tonight have some very talented 8th graders who are playing JV lacrosse this year. So good foundation being laid for future success here at Wakefield and at Washington Lee. Generals taking their time. Move on goal. No shot there. They don't take it. And a shot on goal. The rebound goes to the Generals, and the shot, follow-up shot, is good for another goal. And we are back to midfield. And Washington Lee. Anna Erskine came up with the ball quickly downfield. And great defense from Wakefield, though, the turnover. And the Warriors now in transition. It should be no surprise that when you're triple teamed, it's hard to advance. And Luna Bato-Cheer found that out. And turnover to the Generals. And they are looking to add to their lead here late in the game. the wind picking up, and we are under the lights. We've started play in dusk, actually with a fair bit of sunlight left, but we're now fully under the lights and into the night. Last week when the boys lacrosse team was here at Wakefield. And there's a goal quickly scored by Washington lead, and they add to their lead. I was saying last week when the Wakefield boys lacrosse team was here against Falls Church, there were delays, and we ended up playing quite far into the night. And it was just as cool. It's well into spring here, but it doesn't quite feel like it tonight. So Washington Lee, after a quick goal, back in action. Quick shot on goal there, goes wide. But the Generals retain possession and trying to pile on with the lead. And the bobble, too much contact from Wakefield. Washington Lee still has the ball. Defensive effort by some close action in the net there. Ana Sofia de Leon, who's had a busy night. Generals continuing to put pressure. And there's the goal. Dan Canedo, who's had a good game tonight, after the infraction, picks up the goal. And the Generals are right back at it. No rest for the weary with this relentless Washington Lee offense. As the Wakefield Warriors trying to stop and get the ball back and try to get some goals on the board. Run on goal by Diane Canedo, but there's an infraction, but now has a good scoring opportunity when play resumes. And after the offensive bobble, Wakefield comes up with it, but then Nahali Vejos triple team and can't retain control. The ball is now loose again. And Nahali Vejos, good hustle, recovers the ball, trying to get the ball downfield for the Wakefield Warriors.
Maybe 6 minutes of going 2 minutes on the clock, 2 minutes, like 30 seconds. The clock was running earlier. Earlier in the game, the clock was running too long because of
And great defensive effort here from Washington Lee. And they force another turnover quickly downfield. And a terrific run and goal by Carolyn Laybourne. Came up with the ball around midfield, sprinted ahead of the field down, and then sealed the deal. Got in the net to add to the Washington Lee lead. And after the return to midfield, Washington Lee back in control of the ball. And Erskine comes downfield. Made a run at the goal, but held off as Wakefield fell back quickly on defense. Generals have scored in a variety of ways, sometimes with great sharpshooting, sometimes with a really well-placed pass to down close to the net. And they are looking for more. Ann Erskine took a look at the net and decided to pass it back. And I think we're under 3 minutes left to go here. Play is stopped. More pressure on this Wakefield goal. And a stop. Yet another stop from Ana Sofia Yo de Leon. Turnover, though, returns the pressure. Wakefield came out of the gate in the second half very strong. Pick up a couple quick goals as we take a timeout. All right, players resumed. I was just saying Wakefield came out of the gate very strongly, picking up a couple of goals early. But Washington regained its offensive footing and has been putting up goals on the board at a pretty good clip. So we have about a minute or so left to play. Official time kept on the field by the officials. And Washington Lee just trying to run the clock out here and pick up what will be their 7th win of the season against only 3 losses. And Wakefield, if this score holds up, will fall to 5-8 on the year. Both teams should do well in district play. A lot of talent on both teams. And this is the non-district match. And over the next few weeks, they'll focus more on district games and get ready for the district tournament. All right, we are under a minute. Washington Lee just keeping up a good offensive rhythm. Wakefield trying to force the issue a little bit on defense. And another goal here late in the game. I think that was Carolyn Laybourne. And that is the game. Our final, Washington Lee 15, Wakefield 4. Thank you for watching.